Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Checking the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by DPS Concrete Construction. Check them out at dpsconstruction.net, also carrikerchronicles.com. Ladies and gentlemen, it's where all your Husker sports hopes and dreams will come true. It's just science. All right, I got a special guest with me today. And if all you fine folks want to let Emmett Johnson know that you're excited he's back, then smash that like button real quick. The craziness continues. Transfer portal opens today. Emmett's back. There's going to be coaches, at least two that we're going to be hiring, if not more. All right, so if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. But before we do anything else, I want to welcome Emmett Johnson. How you doing, my friend?
Yes, sir, I'm doing great. How are you doing, Adam?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. It's early on a Monday morning. You're getting ready to go work out. Officially put your equipment, everything back in the locker from what I understand. So that's got to be exciting. Dude, talk to me about this weekend. What a crazy roller coaster weekend, from announcing you're entering the portal to now announcing you're coming back. What has this whole weekend been like for you?
Yeah, honestly, man, it's been overwhelming. A lot of, phone calls, a lot of texts, comments, a lot of just time with God. Honestly, I tried to go back home for the weekend. I went back to Minnesota, spent some time with my family, kind of had to, think through things. Leaving here, it didn't really sit well with me. I was thinking about it a lot. I prayed about it, and something, was telling me, maybe you should be elsewhere. And so I went back home, spent some time there, thinking over some things with my family, just to get away and stuff like that. And then, it's kind of crazy how things changed in the whole weekend, but it was more of conversations, Coach Rhule, him meeting my parents, and kind of just my full trust in Dana and, what we have going here on offense and everything like that. So it was a lot of prayer this weekend. And, I led and I went with my heart and prayed on it. And yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually now, I prayed and I decided that, this is home. It's a place that I love, a place that I'm wanted, a place that I can, do the things that I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid. So a lot of mixed emotions this weekend. Honestly, I had to turn my phone off for a point of time just because of how hectic it was. And it was hard knowing, not to answer some calls and answer what calls to answer, things like that. But I'm just really glad and I'm really happy now. And I know this is home for me. I don't regret my decision at all. I know that, God has a plan for me, and that's what's going to happen here. And I'm just really excited to get back to work, get to a bowl game.
So is it kind of hard to know who to trust sometimes when your phone's getting blown up and you got all these different people coming at you? And you said you had a lot of conversations with your parents. Did you just kind of lean on your parents at that point and people you knew you could trust if there was any gray area in there?
Yeah, I led on my parents and my faith, mostly my inner circle, the people that have been there since I was a little kid, through the ups and downs. And so it was a lot of family talk. I would say that was the main people I was talking to during that time was family. Just because, family's going to have your back no matter what. And, my parents was kind of just like, Emmett, at the end of the day, we're your family, but this is a decision that, you got to make. Something that's up to you. And so I trusted in faith. I'll say God is, what led me to making this decision. Honestly, I felt it in my heart. I prayed on it. It took some time for me to think about it. But, yeah, that's what ultimately led to that. But like I said, family, my brother, I'm really close with him as well, but those are the people I was talking to during this time. It was really tough, getting a lot of calls and stuff like that, but yeah.
All right, so you answered the question to the level of whatever you're comfortable with. All right, obviously there was some frustration heading into the weekend. What was it like when you announced you were going to enter the transfer portal? And then obviously we'll come back to the more recent news, but what was that kind of like? Because obviously there had to be a tough moment and things that led up to that moment.
Yeah, man, it was really emotional. I've been here for 3 years now. I spent a lot of hours here. I met a lot of great people here. I even met a second family here. Man, it's just everything that I kind of went through kind of just hit me, I kind of look back to all the things since I was a freshman till now, ups and the downs that I went through. I was just really grateful for it. And, it was really tough. But then now it's just I don't know how to explain it, but basically everything that I went through, I kind of use that as, I guess, fuel now, if I would say, because, I've been through a lot in my life, and adversity is my biggest strength right now in life. So I'm kind of grateful and happy for those things to happen, because I know that anything in life that hits me, or like any adversity that I go through now, is just like, I know I'll be strong mentally. I'll be able to get through, whatever. So that was a special thing for me to just reflect on everything that I've been through, and just move on from it now. And yeah, I'm more excited than ever now.
So you mentioned chatting with Coach Rhule, Coach Holgorsen. So what's the relationship like now with like Dana Holgorsen? Because I know he was a key role in bringing you back. You wanted to complain his offense. You really liked the last 3 games, things that were done with you schematically on the field. So talk to me specifically about your relationship with Dana Holgorsen.
Yeah, I've always trusted in Coach Dana. I like how he approaches things. I like how honest he is. He's a straightforward guy, and I just like how he's able to use my talents in this offense, and overall our whole offense. You guys seen the last 3 weeks. Like, I like what he brings to the table, and he's a guy that's open to listening and caring. I met with him a few times, and he just really showed how much he wanted me here, which meant a lot to me and my family, and also Coach Rhule too as well. They just showed that they really wanted me here, and I knew that I had no issue with being here. I just had to talk about some things and pray about some things, but it was more of just him having my trust, and I having his trust. So we talked a couple times. I really trust him. I like what he does on offense, and so that was like a big part of me coming back here, because I know that I could be successful under him, and I know that we can put up a lot of points. Our defense is going to be good, and our offense being able to be explosive and put up a lot of points was a key part for me, and where I'm trying to go to the NFL at the end of the day. So my skill set is something that's been shown under his offense. So that's why I'm really excited about Coach Dana, and it's somebody that I love a lot, and I've built a relationship with him, and I can't wait to keep continuing to build it with him. So
that's awesome. And I know one last question about this, and then I want to ask you about the running back room, because you got you and Dante and Quentin and a couple of freshmen coming in. But one last question about this, because I know Rhule's a big-time relationship guy. That's very important to him. So when it comes to, obviously you spoke about Dana, you talked about Rhule a little bit, if you want to elaborate there, but how do you feel just in general about your relationships, whether it be Rhule or Satterfield or EJ Barthel, the running backs coach? Just how do you feel in general along those lines now?
Yeah, I feel really great about my relationship with Coach EJ, Coach Dana, Coach Rhule. I've built that, especially over this weekend, and that's all it was about for me, man. Like, I could care less about the money. That wasn't what my decision was for. It was a relationship thing. My family is more like family oriented, so it was something that was big for me, is having a relationship with people. I'm glad Coach Rhule, he talked to me, he reached out. Just building that relationship was basically it for me, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, building trust and relationship between me and him, and then him meeting my family and everything just showed how caring they were for me, and that's really what led to my decision. It was that, because I'm a big relationships guy. Money is cool, NIL, all that stuff is cool. I don't really care about it, honestly. I care more about the person I am and the relationships that I build that last longer than football. So that was really important to me. I was meeting with Coach Rhule and building that relationship, and I just can't wait to, play another year here in Memorial Stadium and build relationships with, coaches, probably new coaches, defense coordinators, whatever it is, moving forward. But yeah, that's all it's about, man. Relationships and life memories that you're gonna have here, and after football, being able to call on anybody, being able to have friendships that last a lifetime. So that's what it's about for me.
All right, I want to ask you about the running back room going forward. The bowl game. We got a bowl game to talk about, man. That's going to be exciting. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, DPS Concrete Construction. Ladies and gentlemen, I've said it before, I'll say it again because it's the truth. They are your local concrete experts, retaining wall experts. DPS Construction. Jason Armstrong does a phenomenal job as the owner. They do great work as a company. Check them out at dpsconstruction.net. Also, Allen Capital Group. If you're like, hey, who can help me with my finances? Who can put my mind at ease? Who can help me in a smart way grow my portfolio? It is Allen Capital Group. Check them out at allencapgroup.com. That's ALLENCAP Group.com. Allen Capital Group, next level solutions for next level needs. All right, my man. So let's talk about the running back room. You've got yourself, You've got Dante. You're both underclassmen, I might add. But let's just stick to the year coming up. You got Quentin Ives in there, who Matt Rhule has mentioned in previous press conferences since he's gotten here. You got a couple of true freshmen that are coming in as well. Connor Booth and Marion Parker. Talk to me about this running back room. All right, what are your thoughts on it? How excited are you going forward with the RBs you have in that room?
Yeah, man. I'm really excited. I remember being in those freshmen's position coming in to college, and it's really exciting for them. Me, Dante, Quinn, we're all close in the running back room with Coach EJ. He pushes us to be better every single day. So it's a great bond in the running back room. I can't wait to have some of the younger guys come in and kind of, teach them the way, intro them to college and everything like that is really exciting time. So I can't wait. We got a little bit of, size, guys who can do different things in the room. Makai, also Nelson. There's other running backs here that's great players, and so I just can't wait to get into the off season, the training, just learning together and building that room. Because by the time next season hits, I'm focused on the bowl game right now, but once the next season hits, we should have a really special room and be able to do a lot of special things on the field.
So let's talk about that bowl game. All right, Nebraska's going back to New York. All right. The first time we've been back for a bowl game since 1962. Our first bowl win ever, third bowl game ever at the time versus the University of Miami. Actually played them up north. But you guys are going to play Boston College. Never played Boston College before, not our football teams anyways. What are your thoughts on going to the Pinstripe Bowl, playing in Yankee Stadium, playing Boston College, this bowl game as a whole?
Yeah, man, I'm really excited. Like I said, this is my first bowl game. I know it's a lot of people's first bowl game that's been here. Everybody's first bowl game that's been here.
Yep.
So it's going to be a really exciting time. I'm really happy for my brother Amir, man. Like, he's been through a lot here, and him to be able to go back home in New York, where he's from, and play in front of his friends and family, that just means the most to me, man. I know how hard he works, and it's kind of a cool journey to see that he's been here for a long time, and it's like his last game is going to be, back home where it all started. And so I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for our program and this team. I think it's going to be really fun being in New York City and playing in the Yankee Stadium. That's going to be something I remember for the rest of my life, man. And I think a couple years ago, if I remember watching it, it might have been the Gophers that played in the bowl game there. But I remember watching the game when they were playing there. And like I said, it's going to be a cool environment. It's going to be cold. I know some people wanted the warm weather, but that's something that, I'm used to. So I'm from Minnesota. It's really cold out there. So I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. And I really want to get this bowl win just for, Nebraska, my teammates, but especially for the seniors that this is their only chance that they're going to have to play in the bowl game. So I just want to get that win for them.
Yeah, man, you're from Minnesota. If it's 35 out in the bowl game, you're going to feel like it's a heat wave to what you're used to, man.
Yeah.
All right, so you kind of just answered it, but you got guys like Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmaker, John Bullock, Isaac Gifford. You mentioned Ramir. There's more guys as well. There's obvious added motivation for someone like yourself to go out and perform well in this bowl game for the seniors, for guys like that. Dana Holgerson, and I don't have the exact quote in front of me. I shared it with my show yesterday, basically said he can't believe it's been 8 years since Nebraska's been in a bowl game, since we've had a bowl win, Foster Farms Bowl, UCLA a few years ago. What's the motivation for you, for the team, for the guys in that locker room, knowing that all that's true and you just want to go out and get this win for various reasons?
Yeah, I would say, the motivation is the same as it was at the beginning of the season. I wouldn't say that, bowl game is a bowl game. It's really exciting. We haven't done it in a long time, but I think we should approach this game just like we approach every other game. As long as we play Nebraska football, trust our training, trust what we do in practice, we should be fine. It's a really special moment for us. But I would say, we're frauds if we don't go out and just treat it the same way as a regular game. This is just football. This is a game we've been playing since we were little kids. So we just go out there, play free, trust our training, and just be yourself, man. And most importantly, I'm really confident in myself. I'm really confident in everybody else on the team. So confidence is key to this game. Playing our football, making it Nebraska football, physical, playing with speed, being explosive. And we should be just fine in this game. But like I said, man, the seniors that you just named, I'm really happy for them, man, because I've been here and I've seen, all the dark times that they've been through. And so it's going to be a special one, and then one we remember for the rest of our lives.
There is more seniors. I don't want to try to name them all. Ben Hart, Scott, there's more, but a lot of seniors. All right, last two questions I got for you. Then I know you got to go get back to work here. I have to ask this because I've tried to put myself in your guys' shoes. In the transfer portal era, how crazy is it to know like the transfer portal officially opens today? Like you might go to meetings and somebody might be there one day, they're gone. Then like, what's that like? What's just the insanity of the transfer portal era? What's it like being a player in this era? It's crazy.
Nah, man, it's extremely crazy. I would say it's kind of just like free agency. Like you see the NBA, you see all these guys that one day they're here, the next day they're gone.
Yeah.
It really helps you like cherish every single day with your teammates because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what people are going through behind closed doors. So it's just like you got to cherish every moment with them and wish the best for everybody, man. I tell people this all the time. People who plan on going to the portal, whatever, just go with your heart. Do what you think is best for you. Whether that's here, whether that's not here. This is more about just building that relationship for life. And I've met a lot of friends here that have came and gone other places. And so, like, it's just about building that relationship and wishing the best for them. But it's really crazy how one day they could be here, the next day could be gone. But, yeah, man, that's just life. And that's jobs. That's everything that you do in life. Somebody could be somewhere, be gone the next day. So it's kind of just a life lesson learned, basically.
All right, man, last question I got for you. Like, you made it clear you love Nebraska, you love Lincoln. I think you wrote a song about Lincoln at one point, how much you enjoy it here. So I'm just going to give you the floor if you want to just share a brief message or whatever the case may be with Husker Nation now that you're back with Nebraska officially.
Yeah, man, Husker Nation, and this is my home. I've been here for 3 years now. I love the fan base. I love it here. I love my coaches, teammates, everything. And, I just can't wait to make you guys proud. You guys deserve it. I know a lot of you guys have been going to games for years, man. So this is going to be a special bowl game, and just look forward to next season because it's going to be real special, and you guys are going to be very happy. It's going to be a great one.
All right, Emmett, I appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I've got some thoughts I'm going to share, but for now I'm going to let Emmett get out of here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Emmett Johnson. It's impossible not to like that guy. All right, now real quick, whether we like it or not, what's going on with Scott Frost down at UCF, him being the head coach, is news. People are covering it. People are talking about it. People are asking me about it, okay? So we're going to put some of these posts and tweets up on the screen, but Luke Millen. All right, Scott Frost never referenced Nebraska by name during his introductory press conference as UCF's next head football coach, but he did offer some reflection on his time with the Huskers. All right, and Mitch Sherman, I actually want to come back to the first part of his post here, but he shared a quote from Scott, and I quote, "I think you actually learn more through trials than you do through success," he said, and I quote, "You can't have culture," Frost said in the presser, "without discipline and accountability." You go on to Amy Just, all right, she quoted him, "It was hard for me to leave. It was emotional for me to leave. There was a lot of pressure for me to go and do something else," end quote, talking about leaving UCF. Another quote, "When you're climbing the ladder of success in life, sometimes they forget to tell you to stop and be happy," end quote. Here's one more from Luke. "You put yourself out there and you can compete and you do the best you can. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes it doesn't. At UCF, it worked great. Sometimes it doesn't," end quote. All right, so here's something that I thought Mitch had an interesting observation on, and I want to go back to that now. What he said in the beginning of that post, he is more comfortable there, talking about Scott Frost, than he was perhaps ever as a player or a coach at Nebraska, and that was my takeaway. He just seems more comfortable there. And it's almost like the interaction I had with him that I shared on my show yesterday, where he I could tell he was like overwhelmed after that first spring game in the weight room when I chatted with him here at Nebraska before he ever coached an actual game. He goes, "I could do whatever the hell I wanted at UCF." It was just like, hopefully he's let go of things in the past now, okay? And hopefully he can be comfortable back at UCF, all right? That's what I hope. That's honestly the feeling I get. I don't know what your thoughts are, ladies and gentlemen. All right, as always, check out the website. We got transfer portal news, coaching hire news, coaching prospective hire news, bowl game, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, all Husker sports. All right, CarrikerChronicles.com. Ladies and gentlemen, here are my questions for you fine folks at home. Oh, we're going to throw this next thing up on the screen. I saw this as a comment on YouTube. All right, Adam, looking like a grown Kevin McAllister whose parents never came home. So my first question is, do I look like a grown Kevin McAllister whose parents never came home? Yes or no? You can answer that however you see fit, though. If you want to elaborate, go ahead. All right, number 2. Is our backfield now set or not? for next year with Emmett Johnson, Dante Dowdell, Quentin Ives, freshman running backs Connor Booth and Jamarian Parker. Just let me know yes or no, or you can always elaborate how you see fit. Number 3, hearing Frost's words and at his press conference at UCF, do you think he sounds more comfortable than he ever did here at Nebraska? All right, you can say yes or no and or elaborate. Until next time, go Big Red, and always remember, I got to drop the kids off at school to throw the bones.